Botox has paralyzed the faces of famous actresses, and everyone has something to say about it. The vultures on social media have picked apart the appearances of celebrities including Lindsay Lohan and Millie Bobby Brown, criticizing them for their performances in recent TV shows and films, and claiming their excessive cosmetic work is limiting their ability to emote on screen. Despite male actors in Hollywood undergoing nearly as many procedures as their female counterparts, actresses face the brunt of criticism regarding the work they have evidently gotten done. With their faces exposed in 4K to the ruthless masses, they must decide between being ridiculed for aging or being mocked for getting Botox. Most discourse surrounding Botox that isn't simple ageism and harassment is centered on the fact that these actors struggle to perform in their roles. It's true that some of them can't move their eyebrows anymore, which perhaps makes it difficult for an audience to suspend their disbelief, but is this criticism in good faith? They claim they want actresses to look their age and stop getting Botox, but the behavior of the masses indicates that these claims are bunk. Far too many say they respect women who age gracefully, but when a woman ages less than gracefully, they tear her to shreds. In light of this behavior, the overall degree of facial paralysis on display in Hollywood reveals itself as a good barometer of the ageism and misogyny of moviegoers. Firstly, I'd like to thank Babbel for sponsoring this video. Babbel is one of the top language learning apps in the world, and its practical lessons focus on getting you speaking a new language right off the bat. It's been 7 years since I lived in Spain, and whatever grasp I had on the Spanish language has faded since then. Babbel has been part of my routine to learn phrases that are vital to know when traveling abroad. Just learning a few phrases in Spanish is sure to save me the embarrassment of fumbling through a translation app just to ask where the bathroom is. After a few Babbel lessons, it's as easy as ¿Dónde está el baño? I also try to be polite when visiting other countries, and learning how to say thank you or gracias is a step in the right direction. Gracias. Babbel's lessons are designed by over 650 real language experts. I'm learning real-world skills to tackle actual conversations in no time, and it's a productive way to spend my time trapped indoors during this weekend snowstorm. Babbel's 10 to 15-minute lessons are perfectly incorporated into any cozy winter routine. We're getting up to 16 inches of snow here, and I'm going to be learning Spanish while wrapped in a blanket instead of shoveling. There's no stress in getting Babbel, as they offer a 20-day money-back guarantee to anyone who doesn't think the app is a good fit. They can just write to customer service within 20 days for a full refund. Get up to 55% off your subscription. Sign up using the link in the description or pinned comment on this video, and let me know what language you want to learn or are learning right now in the comments. Anyways, let's get back to the video. Aging gracefully with no medical intervention is nearly impossible, yet all actresses are expected to oppose plastic surgery while simultaneously looking a decade younger than they are. Only one human being has met this expectation, namely Meryl Streep, but mere mortals have few options other than getting work done. Lindsay Lohan underwent a radical transformation a few years ago after a decade of incessant bullying. Though facelift rumors were widespread, this transformation was likely accomplished by other means, including Botox, according to plastic surgeons interviewed by Cosmopolitan. If you're wondering what prompted her to change her appearance, the tabloids that now hail her as a plastic surgery success story were calling her a disheveled old hag a decade ago. This 2013 headline from Bustle encompasses most of the press she received in the early 2010s. Lindsay Lohan turns 27. Uh-oh. The article portrayed her as a ticking time bomb, welcoming her into the notoriously fatal 27 club and implying that she had lived well beyond her expiration date, claiming 27 is 45 in troubled starlet years. Though it's considered uncouth for reporters to write trash like that today, these misogynistic sentiments are still alive and well. When an actress reaches her 20s, the rabid hoi polloi begin to call her decrepit and round her age up to almost 30, starting at age 23. Millie Bobby Brown, who's almost 22, is approaching the age of 30 in Hollywood starlet years, and she's already facing tremendous pressure to stop aging. This is not possible without cosmetic procedures, and allegedly Millie Bobby Brown has gotten botox treatments. Like Lindsay Lohan, she's a former child star, and until only recently, she was playing the same role she played when she was 11 years old. The internet has not been kind to the cast of Stranger Things, who have thoroughly grown up in the decade it took for Netflix to release the show's final season. As a young woman playing the lead in such a popular show, Brown has unfortunately received more than her fair share of bullying. She recently addressed this in a video posted to Instagram, lamenting that they
act like I'm supposed to stay frozen in time, like I should still look the way I did on Stranger Things Season 1, and because I don't, I'm now a target.
Brown was responding to a few high-profile, vicious criticisms of her appearance, but I wonder how she feels about more lighthearted videos about her posted to TikTok. Comedians have cracked jokes about which med spa in Hawkins Eleven went to and how she's constantly serving face in every scene. Many are claiming that Botox and perhaps some fillers impacted her performance in Stranger Things, and there doesn't seem to be malice in those statements. I'm gonna be honest here, I didn't notice this at all when I watched Stranger Things. This was nothing like Lindsay Lohan's performance in Irish Wish, where she's completely unable to furrow her brow. As Millie Bobby Brown moves to the forefront of the Botox discourse, it's increasingly evident how overplayed it is. I'm 4 months late to the pumping party, and every commentary YouTuber has already made their Botox bad video. I'm supposed to clutch my pearls and feign disgust at plastic surgery while trying to pretend I'm doing anything other than gawking at a celebrity freak show. I'm not above engaging with tabloid spectacles, but seeing thumbnails with real human beings in them and the word botched in the title is insane. There are entire channels dedicated to tearing women down no matter what they do. They'll criticize actresses for every procedure they get to hide the effects of aging, but when they don't do these procedures, they'll criticize them for looking old. I knew I was gonna make a video about Botox, but just looking to the left and right of me, this is beginning to look like a misogynistic pile-on. There's a huge demand for content like this that just tears women down for their looks, and interestingly, a lot of these channels are run by women. That's probably due to optics more than anything, because it's not 2016 anymore, and men can't get away with making this kind of content unless they're gay or look like an obedient golden retriever. Scrolling through hundreds of thumbnails with women in them and titles claiming they're deformed and pillow-faced makes me wonder where all the male celebrities are. Men in Hollywood get Botox all the time, but I've barely heard a lick of criticism targeting them. While Millie Bobby Brown is raked over the coals by these YouTubers, Simon Cowell is on his 3rd face transplant by now and only gets an occasional mention. I'm not saying Simon Cowell should be given the same treatment, of course. Rather, I believe the near radio silence afforded to men who get work done should be granted to everyone regardless of their gender. Of course, there are other factors that result in men in the entertainment industry facing less criticism than women. Women are expected to get plastic surgery in Hollywood, even if it's visible and obvious, as that's what's required to conform to an unrealistic beauty standard. Men get the same injections and lifts that women get, but their results tend to be more subtle, as surgical alterations are less thoroughly integrated into the male beauty standard. In regard to actors specifically, men and women both receive Botox treatments, so why are women being called out for it all the time and men aren't? Perhaps it's because women are usually cast in roles that require them to contort their face and fall to the ground sobbing hysterically in every scene. Crying makes Botox instantly detectable because shedding tears with paralyzed eyebrows makes any actress look like that 2012 Kim Kardashian meme. Male actors, on the other hand, can go through an entire career without shedding a single tear on camera, so there's much fewer opportunities for people to detect that parts of their face are completely immobilized. It's also possible that men don't get as much Botox as women because they're allowed to age while being considered attractive, bankable talent. Fine lines and wrinkles can solidify your A-list status if you're George Clooney, but can take you out of the limelight for years if you're Demi Moore. The pressure actresses face to look young must be unimaginable, as aging can thoroughly tank your career. The Botox criticism has reached a fever pitch, and some are arguing Botox treatments are an insult to the acting profession. It's time to take a step back and realize that it has never been that serious. And I'm positive all of these critics would be running to the med spa if they were in Millie Bobby Brown's shoes. Perhaps some actors could perform better in their roles if their faces weren't paralyzed, but as a society, we're just not tolerant enough for that. Demanding that women age gracefully, as in barely age at all, while also demanding that they do not get any Botox is ridiculous. All those injections are armor to shield them from the horrendous criticism they receive about their appearance every single day. After all, it's more acceptable to look so-called botched in Hollywood than it is to look your age. Anyways, I'm Robert Tolpe, and if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and thank you to Babbel for sponsoring it. Don't forget to get up to 55% off your subscription using the link in the description or pinned comment, and tell me what language you're gonna learn. Bye-bye!